kill for our food, and sometimes what we eat may be trying to kill us too. We're not just talking about saturated fats, refined sugars and cholesterol. No, there are some foods that will literally end someone's life if improperly prepared, or at the very least, cause grave illness. The old adage, "you are what you eat," takes on a whole new meaning when toxins inhabit the very thing you're scarfing down. From minor shellfish allergies that come out of nowhere, to cyanide in cute sea creatures, and an octopus's ability to suffocate the very thing swallowing it. Beware, these 7 fatal foods are sure to take you down with them. Seven. Shellfish. Shellfish are no secret killer. For some, these delicious foods from the sea, such like shrimps, crabs, clams, lobster, mussels, oysters and scallops, are lethal, merely because they're one of the most serious food allergies in existence. And what's worse, they can strike a reaction out of nowhere, causing a seafood enthusiast to become deathly ill from one taste, even if they've been eating that same dish for years. One bite can cause a severe allergic response called anaphylaxis, and it's deadly if not treated quickly. For others, however, the danger in seafood stems from the bacteria that hide within. This is especially true for raw shellfish, the leading cause of foodborne illnesses in the US. As shellfish and mollusks filter water through their bodies, they can absorb some radically harmful microbes and bacteria in the ocean water, and then bring them directly to you. Raw oysters are the worst, as they can be contaminated with vile bacteria known as Vibrio. A vibriosis infection can quickly lead to death. Cooking the shellfish completely and properly is the only way to deter these harmful pathogens. 6. Pufferfish. Next to the golden poison frog, this infamous balloon-shaped fish is the second most poisonous vertebrate in the world. Called fugu in Japan, one specimen inhibits enough toxins to kill 30 adult humans. Its punch is 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide. And there's absolutely no cure. Yet, of course, that hasn't stopped foodies from wanting to live on the edge of danger, as the plate goes for big money, and people eat it up. Turns out the cost of fugu is well worth it, as chefs must undergo 2 to 3 years of rigorous training, most always having to try the very fish they prepare. Special knives are required, as well as rules to handle and cook the pufferfish. The fish can sell for hundreds of dollars, and is even banned in the US, due to its horrendous reputation. Served in paper-thin slices, fugu combines luxury with a high-stakes gamble. The intestines, ovaries and liver are what contain the poison, technically known as TETRODOTOXIN. About 40 kinds of fugu are caught in Japan, and people consume 10,000 tons of the fish every year. Before we continue, please take a moment to subscribe to what lurks below, and hit the bell to get notified of future releases, such as this one. 5. Tuna. Anyone with a love for fish is aware of the hazards of mercury posing a threat to the animals, and to our health as well. A big fish like tuna live extremely long lives in the world's oceans. Unfortunately, the world's oceans are seeing rising mercury levels, and the fish that swim within these tainted waters act to absorb the toxic metal into their flesh. If you happen to eat a lot of tuna, as well as other big fish that are susceptible to mercury absorption, then you too are at risk of death due to mercury. Symptoms can often go unnoticed. States like depression and irritability, to name a few. Yet, as mercury levels rise over time, poisoning will occur. When symptoms such as loss of coordination, hearing problems and walking arise, be wary. Opting for smaller fish will help keep mercury consumption low. 4. Live octopus. Warning, choking and suffocation are the leading cause of death here. Also known as sanakshi in Korea, this delicacy is best preferred by foodies raw. As one can see from the way it squirms and wiggles on the plate, the danger arises if you don't chew your food well, as the suction of the creature can grip your throat and cause intense choking and suffocation. We don't blame the little guys either, as their last stroke of revenge is to take down its consumer. Considered baby octopus based on their size, Sonakshi has an extremely mild flavour, but it's the slimy and chewy texture that attracts culinary daredevils. The aroma, like seawater, is subdued by sesame oil and seeds, perhaps to add a pretty touch to the powerful punch of this live delicatessen. 3. Blood clams. Available in China, blood clams are quickly boiled and eaten. Blood clams are known to carry several viruses that lead to deadly diseases such as typhoid, hepatitis A, and dysentery. And their colour doesn't make them any more appealing either. The red hemoglobin liquid inside the soft tissues literally render the look and feel of consuming blood. We would say never judge a book by its cover, if reading that book didn't kill you. Here the succulent taste is much better than the creature's exterior, and is what brings foodies back for more. While not exactly beauties, these clams have an award-winning taste. You just have to get past the blood and gore first. 2. Hakar. This cured national dish of Iceland is a disgusting delicacy that's actually fermented, rotten shark. Cured for 6 months, this is one of the most popular dishes of Iceland, with a taste so rancid, Anthony Bourdain described it as the single worst, most disgusting and terrible tasting thing that he had ever eaten. According to famed chef Gordon Ramsay, it was too intolerable to swallow. The shark has no kidneys or urinary tract, so toxic waste substances are absorbed by the skin, and the flesh is a definite case of you are what you eat, and the repercussions are foul. Buried, rotten and fermented, this Greenland shark lends as much history and tradition as its pungent taste. When early settlers came to reside in the area centuries ago, their food options were limited. Thus, the Greenland shark was the only creature of abundance in the freezing waters. The problem? This particular species of shark is highly toxic to humans. Its flesh containing high levels of uric acid and trimethylamine oxide, both acting to protect the animal from the frigid waters. And the chemicals are so concentrated that a few bites of the poisonous meat are enough to kill a human. Through purification and preservation, alas, a method was born. And so the barely tolerant tradition of the infamous Hakar shark. 1. Pura chiliensis. For decades, locals of Chile and Peru have been commercial fishing for the sweet, or is it salty, decadence of the Pura chiliensis. The raw red organs of one of these creatures resemble a juicy round fruit, which makes sense considering the taste is a highly coveted delicacy in these parts of the world. But there's one problem. It contains extremely high levels of vanadium, a rare and mysterious silvery grey metal that happens to naturally occur in more than 60 different minerals worldwide. On land, it's a common component to make alloys of steel. The concentrations of the highly toxic element are so high in the Pura chiliensis that the invertebrate contains 10 million times more vanadium than found in the surrounding seawater. Due to the creature's clear blood, which contains high levels of the metallic element, taste testers depict the delight as having a bitter and soapy taste, with a strange iodine flavour to follow. And getting inside is no easy feat. Fishermen must cut the Pura chiliensis using a sharp blade, or saw the creature open with a handsaw, in order to get the goodies within. The insides are commonly used either in stews or in their purest uncooked form. The flesh of the Pura chiliensis can be canned or sold as strips of meat. They can be eaten scooped straight from the body, or cooked and plated for hungry food adventurists. What's the most rancid thing you've ever eaten? How far will you go to satisfy a food trend? Tell us your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to What Lurks Below for more mysteries of the deep sea.